This happened when I was 13. My cousin Jacob invited me over for a weekend sleepover at his house in the countryside. His place was old, the kind of old where every step creaked and the lights flickered randomly. His parents were away for a wedding, so it was just us and his German Shepherd, Max. We stayed up playing PS5 until about 2 a.m. Eventually, we decided to sleep in his room upstairs. The hallway was long and narrow, with faded portraits of people neither of us recognized. When we shut off the light, the house fell into a silence that didn't feel peaceful. It felt heavy. I woke up to a soft tapping sound. At first, I thought it was Jacob messing around, but I could hear his steady breathing next to me. The tapping continued, slow and rhythmic, like someone lightly scratching drywall. It was coming from the wall behind the bed. I leaned closer and it stopped. Seconds later, it started again, but louder, more desperate. I shook Jacob awake. He listened for a bit and said, "That's just the pipes, bro." But then Max started barking downstairs like crazy, growling and scratching at the basement door. We crept down the stairs to check, but there was nothing there, until Max stopped barking and just stood, tail between his legs, staring at the wall next to the basement door. When we went back upstairs, there were 5 deep scratch marks on the inside of Jacob's bedroom wall. The next morning, we tried telling his parents. His dad just sighed and said, "We've had issues with that wall before. Just ignore it." We never slept in that room again. A year ago, I stayed over at my friend Lily's house with 2 other girls. Her room had a huge window that faced a tree-filled backyard, which seemed peaceful until it wasn't. At around 3 a.m., I woke up for no reason. I was lying on a sleeping bag facing the window and saw what looked like a shadow. I blinked a few times, trying to focus, and that's when I saw it. A girl, a young girl, maybe 10, was standing outside the window, barefoot, in a white dress, staring right at me. Her hair covered most of her face, but I could see part of her mouth. She was smiling. I sat up and whispered to Lily, but when we looked again, the girl was gone. We assumed I was half asleep and imagining things, until we found muddy footprints on the windowsill the next morning, small, barefoot footprints. When Lily's parents saw them, her mom went completely pale. She told us that 15 years ago, a little girl had drowned in the creek behind their house. She had been sleepwalking when she vanished. Her body was found 2 days later, not far from the window. No one really sleeps facing that window anymore. This one happened to my younger brother, Adam, when he had a sleepover at his best friend Jeremy's place. They were both around 11. Jeremy had just moved into a new house, and his room had a massive closet with one of those sliding wooden doors. They played Minecraft until about midnight before falling asleep. At around 2 a.m., Adam was woken up by the sound of something sliding. He thought it was Jeremy turning over in his bed, but the noise came again, a long, slow slide. He opened his eyes and looked toward the closet. The door had opened just a few inches. Adam said he tried to ignore it, thinking maybe it was loose or just poorly installed. But then he saw a hand, pale and long-fingered, slowly reach out from the crack. He screamed, and Jeremy woke up in a panic. By the time they turned the light on, the hand was gone and the closet door was shut. Jeremy's mom came in, but she didn't seem surprised. In fact, she looked annoyed. She told them that ever since they moved in, strange things happened in that room. Sometimes they'd hear crying or see shadows move under the door. But the worst part? That closet used to be sealed shut until the landlord unsealed it 2 weeks before they moved in. To this day, Adam refuses to even talk about that night.